Dude, it is connected. There we go. All right. Welcome to the video. This is just going to be a quick video on Mars. And saying it like that does not really sound good, so I'm not going to say it like that anymore. So, you might have seen something about alien invasion, a expansion for On Mars. On Mars has been a, let's pull up the face cam here. On Mars is a Euro game. It's been pretty awesome to play. And as far as games that I like to play that are Euro-based or more Euro-ish, a lot of people talk about this. It's kind of hard to define these directly. But as far as Euros go, On Mars does everything for me that I want a Euro to do. And but I don't have much experience with Euros, so that's another kind of interesting point here. I don't have much experience with Euros. I've played some Paladins of the West Kingdom, Architects of the West Kingdom. I've played Catan a couple of times here and there. I'm not sure if that's a Euro. I think that was one of the original Euros, but essentially, a Euro is just a Civ game, more or less. You're managing resources. On Mars happens to be a little bit more sci-fi oriented. Of course, you are on Mars. You are building, you are moving bots about, rovers, managing your rockets, resources, lots of resource management. And I think that's, for me, the core of Euros, is heavy resource management. So first we're just going to kind of refresh ourselves with just On Mars, the core game, because this expansion is very, very good. We're going to get into that, how well I think this expansion does at being a expansion and what it means really to expand the game rather than just add more of the same. It's actually kind of funny. I just want to take a little bit to talk about this, but the way the game is put back into the box is very pleasing, and it's kind of weird to say that, but if you know what I'm talking about, because some games are very hard to put back into the box. This one is about as fast and as quick as that I can imagine a game with this many pieces having. It's a breeze, and they take some time on that. They take a little bit more effort to really think about how everything's fitting into the box. So that's one aspect about On Mars, that not only are the component quality and even the box itself are some of the highest quality components that I've seen. That probably has something to do with Eagle Griffin Games. All of their games look to be of that quality. So we got some fellow there playing On Mars. That's about how you feel when you are discovering this game. So yeah, let's briefly just discuss. This is obviously not a simple game. It's definitely one of the highest weight ratings on Board Game Geek, closer to 5. I think it's about 4 point something, 5 being the highest. And just a lot going on. A real brain buster is what I like to call it. Right? It just, at the end, you just feel just like you did something, So if you have the base game On Mars, you're sitting there and you're wondering, you got 21 hours to go. Should you buy Alien Invasion, the expansion for On Mars by Vital Lacerda and Ian O'Toole? Well, I'm here to say yes, definitely. This expansion is by far worth it. And not only that, if you don't have On Mars, you can pick up the, let's see, Okay, they don't have a cool name for it. I was going to see if they had a cool name for it. They don't. It's just the core game and expansion for the current Kickstarter. And I believe you save $30 or so, which is good because the original game, I think I paid about 130-ish after shipping, somewhere around there, for the core game. So they're giving you the core game with the expansion a little bit cheaper. That's pretty awesome. But so let's actually look at what the expansion is doing. Right off the bat, you may have noticed, yeah, there are no aliens in the core game. This is introducing aliens. I can't lie. As soon as I seen that, and I know Vital Lacerda's kind of his legacy almost at this point. He kind of has a following as well as a amazing portfolio of games to look into. Because every single game that I look into his, I'm like, wow, this is just, I don't know. His approach is curated, I would say, to a really good extent, good degree, rather. But so of course, Chapter 1 Invasion. There are 4 new game modes. Sorry, my mic is distorted and I keep hearing it and it's throwing me off. There are 4 new game modes. And I know introducing game modes, sometimes, yeah, you got to learn some new rules. But I really think once you've settled into On Mars, the core game, this is going to make a lot of sense. I have a feeling that they really did a lot to expand the game, but keep a sense of relativeness. And so right off the bat, you see you got a alien player board, which again, as soon as I seen that, I was like, click, buy, we're going in. I mean, I hate to say that, and I will critique some of this whenever I actually dive more into the gameplay, which I've watched a few bits here and there, but it looks pretty straightforward. I mean, you have a tech tree just like you do in the base game. You have blueprint cards. You have certain structures. I think you have one type of building, or an advanced building, I believe, as the alien player. I may be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. And there are some other blueprint cards. So there are red ones, and then there are ones that look relative to the base game. So not sure the distinction there, but hey, you know, looks like you got some other kind of ability or effects under your initial, I actually don't even know what this is. I think this might be the time tracker, possibly, because I know you got these 2 time trackers from what I remember them, because they're actually an add-on. You can get these wooden alien trackers, which I did not get, because and as I kept seeing them, I'm like, man, those look so cool, but no, not gonna go for that. But Alien Invasion, the actual gameplay itself is you are playing against a alien player who is trying to sabotage what the human players are doing. So it's cool because it actually makes I had a friend mention this when I was showing him. He was like, can we just play together and not against each other? Because he kind of knew that this isn't a game you just get lucky in. There's a lot of sequencing and such. But so yeah, I'm getting a little short on time, so I'm going to have to kind of speed this up a little bit. I kind of wanted to keep this at 10 minutes, and I've been sort of rambling. So yeah, that's the first part of the expansion. Second part is Outbreak, and it introduces new blueprints, a new scientist, which I think replaces all of the scientists from what I've heard in that game. So you'll only have access to this one scientist. Not sure how that works. Anyways, there are hospitals as well as medicine, new resources, new scientists, new building. Holy cow! This one's all about containing an unknown disease and controlling the outbreak on the surface of Mars. So kind of almost a progression of the narrative from the first game, which is cool. Blackout, which is pretty much what it sounds like. There are power failures going on and building vandalism from alien resistance. So kind of like a almost like a precursor to alien invasion. So Blackout, it almost seems like Outbreak, Blackout, and then alien invasion would be a cool way to play it, because Outbreak might be the first kind of thing that would happen, or Blackout, either one of those, Blackout and then Outbreak, but just as a narrative kind of play, which would be fun. And then there's a new solo mode, which I think a lot of people are excited about, because the first one was a little short. Still good. I'm not gonna put a negative stamp on the first solo mode, because I've played it a lot and it helped me learn the game. You did have to learn all the weird rules that the AI had to do, but whatever, eventually you learn them. But this new mode is called Monolith, and it is a sequence of cards that you play against. So that is cool. It also is a co-op mode, so co-op and solo. So kind of almost a pseudo 2 modes there in a way. So yeah, and then of course they show you exactly what's in the expansion box. So here's a real quick run through. You can look at yourself, or look for yourself on Kickstarter. You know, I'm not going to go too far into all the exact components. It's most of the same. There's actually new LSS reward tiles, which is cool, because those, I would like to see more LSS rewards. That's one thing, and mission cards if they introduce them. But still, the game itself has lots of replayability, massive replayability. I mean, you by nature want to play it again. I feel like after the first time you do play it, just because, you know, you're learning so much. Another awesome, amazing installation of all the components in the box. So very cool. Also a beacon promo card. Don't know what that is, but I'm excited. So yeah, to sum it up, oh, there's the heat transferred wooden alien action tokens. So they're actually action tokens, not timer tokens like I thought earlier. Here's a nice look at his portfolio of games, which again, all of them I'm sure are worth checking out, but I definitely highly recommend Alien Invasion for an expansion of On Mars, because again, as an expansion, it does what an expansion is said to do: expand the game, offer new modes of play, which I don't think an expansion has to do that, but a good expansion, a great expansion would do that, I would say. And this is a good example of a great expansion. Mostly because it's a great game. Some people don't like it, which, I mean, you could say that about everything in life, but I definitely have tortured some friends with this game. And I've had a couple friends that love it, and just, you know, even non-gamer friends that just love this idea of a game that is so mind-bendingly deep and complex. You know, I mean, that's, you know, something to sink your teeth into, really. But I also like light games. I have very, very light, quick narrative, story-based games as well. You know, and enjoy those. So this definitely hits that tick, or scratches that itch of deep, complex Euro for me. And I'm assuming the theme aids that. A sci-fi theme kind of is something that I'm into and I like. So I'm sure that aids the feeling cool and feeling smart aspect about this game, because it does bring a sense of, you know, you're developing tech, and it looks like a game that, for better or for worse, I'm going to say smart people would play, but I'm not saying I'm smart. Definitely not always that smart of a person. But board games, I think board games, if you don't buy too many of them, and you know, you enjoy them and pick good times to enjoy them, they can be a good thing. You know, On Mars, definitely a good board game. to some, possibly a great board game. To me, definitely a great board game. Definitely check out Eagle Griffin Games. More from Vital Lacerda. Also, shout out to Ian O'Toole. I hope I'm saying, or it's O'Toole. I don't know which one, but he did the artwork. Awesome artwork. Definitely carries the game in some regard. Especially the core game artwork. It kind of draws you in. And I'm actually just going to... Oh, wait. There's Vital and Ian. A nice picture of them. Designer and artist. See, you can tell they take pride in this. It's part passion, part love. Like they really like doing this, and they executed it very well. I was trying to get a big picture of the original artwork. Because I definitely like how the first game is subtle. The artwork is subtle. You don't really almost know what to expect from it just from looking at the box art. But this one is like, oh yes, aliens are coming down and shit is getting ruined. So, I don't know. My voice is going out a little bit. For me, amazing game. I could talk another 30 minutes, but I actually have to go and jump into a session of D&D. And yeah, hope you guys gained a little bit of perspective. And thanks for joining me about this talk. I will definitely have more games to review in the future.